Okay, it works.
Just a sound
Just now it was videoing.
video.
Yes, because
Now the video of what it has.
because the human resources development, I spent
Now it's video.
now it's videoing. I spent 3 years in the banking. In 1985, I decided to join the medical sales. I sell drugs, medicine, syringes and needles, machine, laboratory. That means I test your blood, your water, your urine, your tissue. I test the hospital, air, water. I build and design hospitals. I cover every single discipline in the medical industry. That means gynecology, physician, orthopedic, cancer, neurology, pediatric, everything, immunology, until I link them all up. And the last one, I was dealing with wound management, and I wrote the procedure. I also did kidney failure and dialysis. I wrote a book, Total Dialysis Care. I also wrote a book on hospital contamination infection management. I went to Ministry of Health. I say, how can you teach nurses infection management when you don't have contamination management? Do you know how COVID spread? Contamination. If I bite my mouth, I touch here. You do not know, come and touch it. You get it. That is contamination. Do you know the only country in the world who wear shoes right from their bed and go all the way out and come back and go back to the bed? Italy. That's why COVID was very, very high. Do you know that there's another area that we have to understand? Now, I'm speaking here to let you understand as far as medical, that is a habit. A little bit out from my book. That's a book. That's why it is very important for us to understand whenever we want to learn from a book, we must be able to understand the abstract. Okay? One of the habit of a person who wants to understand to read, today a lot of us don't read from the book. They read from the computer. When you read from the computer, actually there is advantage. When you cannot understand the word, you can easily Google and translate. Number one. Number two, you can find the actual meaning. Okay? One of the main important in English, grammar is one word, but it explains to you what actually the word is. That is called grammar. The question is, do we know that? A lot of us says that I would like to learn English, but I do not know vocabulary. I do not know my grammar. I do not know my tenses. But do you know that the moment you know these three, you can easily comprehension. That means essay. I believe all of us have gone to school before, right? If you go to page, you go to page 33. That is 33, almost last page. Comprehension. Yes. Without vocabulary, grammar, and tenses, you can never write a comprehension. And this comprehension was written by me. You see, so that's why you must have your tenses. So, importance is number one, you must know your tenses. So, we go back, we skip the abstract, we'll come back to the abstract in a little while. Okay, we go to page number 9. Number 4, tenses. Now you look at it. What's your name again?
Christine.
Christine. Could you read the first sentence?
What?
There are 16 tenses in and in from the English language. 16. Wow. Headache. Oh. It's a big headache. Frankly speaking, for me, I also didn't know there were 16 languages, 16 tenses. Because I was already in the English speaking media at the age of 6 years old when I went into kindergartens way back in 1967. None of you were born yet.
No.
Even Tiffany is also not born yet. I'm not old. I'm only born earlier. You see, the thing is that because that time English was very important, Mandarin was not.
Yes.
English was so important that I emphasized so much on English. And because of that, I studied hard and I joined the science class. And that's where today I can write medical books. Alright? Now, you go B, simple present tense, simple continuous tense. Simple present tense is what you are doing now. Simple continuous tense is what you are going to do gradually, continuously. Okay? The reason why I requested you to use your pencil is because why? Don't use your ink to write. If you make a mistake, you can eraser to erase. So that this book, when you go back, you can revise it again. Don't worry about the cost of the book. To me, what I want is to ensure that the four of you learn something today. Okay? Then you have present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense, and so forth. Okay? Alright? And then you have simple past tense and simple continuous tense. Past continuous tense. That's C. Simple past tense and past continuous tense. Okay? So now, we don't go into these 16 tenses here now. We turn to page 10. A. Simple present tense and present continuous tense. Now you see what I've done is I bolded simple present tense and present continuous tense. I give you an example. Ivy drives her car. That is simple present tense. Simple present continuous tense is Ivy is driving her car. You are right. I heard what you say, although it's angry. Uncle Peter's ear is very sharp. Uncle Peter's ear is also very, eyes is also very sharp. Right? Now, if you look at the second one, Robin reads his storybook. Second one, Robin is reading his storybook. The sentence has changed. The word is is there, and that is has represented it to be continuous tense. Like what she was saying now, continuous tense. So therefore, it is very important for us to understand the difference between simple present tense and present continuous tense. So when somebody speaks to you, he is coming with his car.
On the way here.
He is coming in his car. That means continuous tense.
He is coming. He is on the way here.
He's on the way. Continuous tense. You see? So there is a difference between when you say, I am driving my car, she is driving his car. Say, for example, the three of you came in one car. That is simple present tense. And Apple, you went over to their house to pick them up. That is continuous tense. Because that's what you're doing.
Yes.
Continuous. Okay? Difference? Simple, right? No? Actually, English is a very simple language to learn. It is only where there is no proper guidance. The teachers, those years during my time, they concentrate, and that's where we learn a lot. Then you look at Mala eats with her family. Mala is eating with her family. The word is makes a difference. Now you look at number 5. The flower blooms red in color. The red flower is blooming. Now the entire sentence is changed, but the word is there. Now the emphasis of number 5 is the flower blooms red in color. The emphasis is that the flower blooms red. Emphasis is flower blooms red. Now the red flower is blooming. The emphasis now is on the red flower. difference? The emphasis is there. It is shown very well. Now, of course, if any one of you attend this class, do you know what you should be doing? You should be writing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No joke, right? Oh my goodness. If I were to ask you to write one sentence, number 6, you think of something. I have given you 5 examples of simple present tense, and you convert it to present continuous tense. If you can make one sentence, then I will come in and see whether you have done it correctly. And this is one thing very interesting. Don't worry.
Don't worry.
You know why? If you don't do it correctly, Uncle Peter will help you. Rather than when you are out there and you speak incorrectly, people look at you,
Very respectful.
they don't respect. But then when you are there, when you speak fluently, everybody respect you.
Yeah.
The fact is that it is very important that the moment they see you, they capture your eyes and you get their attention. And it actually makes you more than alert. And then you want to improve yourself, and then you'll be able to show others, no, you'll be able to present yourself so that you can ever help the others to improve. And that's where, when I was in the medical industry, the doctors asked me, Peter, are you MBBS? Actually questioning me, am I a medical? I say I got M but no BBS. I got M but CP. MCP. Those days called SPM. Form 5. Only Form 5. And that's what I was. Because I don't have the money to study anymore. My parents doesn't have the money. And I've got no choice to come out to work. And then when I work with the Chinese community. When I speak to them in English, they're all blur.
I also blur.
And that is where it is very important for us to understand. Then what I have to do was, because they are blur, I am also blur. So in order for me not to get blur, I speak their lingo. So that's how I speak my Cantonese with them, because I'm from Ipoh. And we mix very well.
Yes.
Alright now. But then when they hear me speaking English, they say, Peter, you are very good in your English. Alright?
Yeah.
Now that is very, very important. So when you one day, say for example, your boss asks you, could you in half an hour stand up and speak 5 minutes in English? If you can't, then it will be difficult. But if you can, your boss asks you to do it, do you know that you elevate your boss? For the boss to ask you to speak 5 minutes in English, that means your boss knew that you can speak English. He knows your capabilities. Am I right to say that? That shows that you will have extra salary increment. Am I right to say that? And if you are able to get the customer to sign a contract of another 100,000 ringgit, the boss will say, "My goodness, we have another contract of 100,000 ringgit." Am I right to say that? Uncle Peter has been in sales for 40 years, speaking to doctors, Chinese, Indian, English, Malay doctors. They are all different races. And I have to speak in English because the brochures were all in English. How can you speak in Mandarin when your brochure is in English? Can you translate? Do you think you can translate it correctly? No. No way. Stephanie, am I right to say that? You can't. And that is the biggest issue at the end of the day when you want to sign a contract. The customer says, "Tiffany, didn't you explain it well with me? I don't want to sign now." Then you lose your sales. So you see, that is so important as far as language, conversation, speaking, talking. Because that builds a relationship, that builds trust. It is no joke. It is no joke. So may I request you to just write one sentence?
Okay.
You write one sentence, simple present tense, and then present continuous tense. Never mind, even though you make a mistake.
Oh.
Because you make a mistake in the class, you can be corrected. Uncle Peter is always around.
What circumstances then should I say?
You see,
In
what circumstances?
use present tense?
See, say, for example, you want to say something, simple present tense,
Not done is
doing it. Say, for example, simple present tense. How are you going to come to attend the class? So you say, "I'm going to drive my car."
You ask me how I come here.
How are you going to come to attend this class? Say, "I'm going to come by car. I'm going to drive.
Going to drive. Not yet lah.
Not yet lah.
Yes.
I'm going to drive my car."
Yes.
Simple present tense.
Not yet lah.
Not yet.
do, but I will do lah.
Yes. You
It's
do.
not going to drive my car.
Yes.
But not yet do, but I'm
Yes.
going to do, but not yet.
Then I
I will
ask.
do.
Then I ask Andrew, is Tiffany coming in yet? I believe she is on the way coming. Driving in her car. Continuous tense, right?
Continuous. Yes. Yeah.
Right now. So it's just like you add in.
Because
the-
ing, right?
Sorry,
Because the
the word
driving.
ing is there. Now, if you go page 11, A and B, simple present tense is the construction of a sentence comprises of a subject with a base verb S stroke es of a third person. Then B, present continuous tense is the subject with is, am, are, and present participate. Participate means you are doing it.
Oh, doing it.
Now you see that I've given you the tip. Now I didn't want to give you this tip in the initial phase because I wanted you to pay attention where I explain. Now I give you the tip. The tip is, why is it continuous? Is when you are participating. It's when you are doing it. That is where present continuous tense is. Simple.
No, present tense is not really that, I will do that.
Yes. It's very simple. Because at the end of the day, this is the simplest way in terms of tenses. I'm coming.
I am coming on the way here.
There, present continuous tense. The subject is with
Present
am.
participate.
That means the sentence must be with these few words: is,
I am coming.
am, are,
She is coming.
and present participate. So that is where important now. Am I right to say that? Yeah.
Yes.
Very simple. I'm not trying to say when you go back home and then you try to speak English to yourself, among yourself, especially if both of you sisters stays in the house. I'm now going to test you whether you will really pay attention to Uncle Peter's class. Example, okay? Now I'm going to say that, give you an example of present tense. I'm going to go to his house by car. So, simple present tense. I'm going to go there by car. Simple present continuous tense is, you are now driving on the way to his house. Very simple. But of course, goes up to the 16 tenses that time, you go haywire.
Also must know the every words.
Every word. And
Must
you must remember,
remember the words.
correct?
So you can know how to use.
It is the same thing as you write your Chinese character,
Yes.
汉语拼音. Am I right to say that? 一横一撇. Then I always remember these two words. The rest I cannot remember. You see, why I'm not able to learn Mandarin so well is because I cannot remember that few strokes which you have Chinese identification. Correct. So that's how present continuous tense is all about. Okay. Now let's take a look. What have you written?
Lina drinks fruit juice.
Uh-huh.
Lina is drinking fruit juice.
Yes, that's correct.
That's present continuous.
Very good. Apple.
Amy sing the song. Amy sing the song.
Yes.
They must have
Amy
S
is,
sings.
Amy is singing a song.
Amy singing. Sing.
Amy sings, you must S.
Must S. Must put the
Yes.
S.
Yes.
Yeah, because singing.
You see here, you go back to your
Simple present tense. Put S and the S.
yes.
So Amy sings the song.
Yes.
Amy singing the song.
Amy is singing a song.
Uncle Peter, if I put
Is singing a song.
Yes.
if I put they sing the song, so no need S lah because it's a
Plural.
right? 一个人就要放 S。
Yeah.
Plural.
So you see, there is a rule. I put the rule at the end portion. I didn't want to put the rule in the front portion because if I put the rule in the front portion, you wouldn't have listened to me. So I purposely put the rule at the last portion so that you can refer to. So for you to be able to write a sentence, then you look at the example which I have put the rule. S.
Simple present tense comprises with the subject and base. Uncle Peter, if I say Ivy drives her car, what is subject? Which word is subject?
Subject. You are the subject.
Ivy is a subject.
Yes.
Ivy is
He-
a subject.
He, she, apple, Shirley,
She apple.
sorry, Christine, Shirley.
Shirley.
You are subject.
Subject.
Uncle Peter is a subject. He, she, they,
She
all these are subjects.
subject. Name are also subject.
Ah.
Base verb.
Base verb. What is a
Ivy
base verb?
drives her car. Which one is
Base verb is, we know that verbs are words with page number 11.
Yeah,
The
simple
one with
present
star.
tense. The construction of the sentence comprises with a subject and a base verb.
Yes.
So
What's the
say
base verb?
Ivy drives a car. Ivy is a subject, and then base verb is car, right? Car.
No. Drive.
Driver is base
Yes.
verb.
Base verb. You look at page 11. You look at page 11. You
base
look at the
drive.
star.
Drive is a base verb.
You look at the star. What is the base verb?
It's action. It's
Action.
Oh, okay. 动词.
Okay. Run, enjoy, fly, giggle, clap, cuddle, fight, kick. All the actions are verbs. When you smile, it's a verb. She is smiling all the way. Continuous tense. Smiling.
Smile is base verb.
Base verb.
This way is smile. Smiling is base verb.
Yes. So you can see the difference between simple present tense and present continuous tense.
Present continuous tense.
Okay?
Now the past tense.
Then, in actual fact, in my actual training program, you have to do 20 sentences, but now you don't need to do 20 sentences. Now you go to B, page 12. Page 12, 12 of 36. B, present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. Wow. Different again. Present perfect tense is Billy has taken his bath. You have reached Uncle Peter's lecture hall. Present perfect tense. You have reached Uncle Peter's lecture hall. Present continuous tense is that you have been here for the past 1 hour. Billy has been waiting for 20 minutes. The class has been here now 1 hour. So now the present continuous tense is that you have been sitting here learning for 1 hour. Now you go to page 14. Present perfect tense is the subject with a has, stroke have, and a past participle. That means you have done it. And present perfect continuous tense is a subject has or have plus have been plus present participle plus since or for. Now, Apple, just now I did mention that you have been here in Uncle Peter's lecture class for 1 hour. Now you look back, there is word for.
Oh.
And then you have been. Alright? So you see, the two words are there to represent you to be able to construct a sentence of present perfect continuous tense. I can see that you follow very well. If you go back to page 12, number 2, Harry has driven his car to the town. Present perfect tense. Present continuous tense is Harry has been driving for the 30 minutes. Then you look at your construction words have been and the word for. Would you be able to see that? So you find that there are certain words that will help you to construct. Are you too warm? If you're too warm, I can switch on the other aircon. Uncle has got 2 aircons running. I know you're a bit afraid. That's why you're speaking.
I'm okay.
The reason why I put 2 aircons is that I didn't want to put 2 horsepower aircon. If I put 2 horsepower aircon, if the 2 horsepower aircon is off, spoiled, the whole room cannot be used, right?
Yeah.
But if I put 2 1 horsepower aircon, it is too cold,
Okay. On another.
I on another one.
Yes.
That's why I put 2. Whatever I do in pairs because I have the advantage of a backup system.
Very good.
Alright? And the reason why I put 2 tables where you face each other is because for me to turn left and right because of my back. Okay? Actually, what I wanted to do was even to be able to move up and down to see what your work has done.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't want to do that because basically I know all of us first time learning English in this manner.
Yes.
After so many years, say for example, if you have gone to school 30 years ago, now you come back and learn English, it will be very, 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 very difficult. For Uncle Peter, it's different. He has been speaking English for the past almost 62 years. I will say 62 years because when I was a little boy, my mother was speaking to me in English. My father was speaking to me in English. My father and mother quarreled because when my mother decided to send my sister to a Chinese school, they quarreled and nearly divorced. But when my sister is able to speak Mandarin, my father kept his mouth shut. Then he realized Mandarin is so important.
Very important.
Not now. I sent all my children 30 years ago. My children now is, my eldest is 37. Like your age. Or older than you. I sent them to Chinese school. But I speak to them in English. They speak to their classmate in Mandarin. But when they go out to society, one group they speak in Mandarin, one group speaks in English, and the people who are in the Chinese says that Ruben, your English is fabulous. But what has the father done? I foresaw that Mandarin is going to be a key language, but cannot be the language, especially in Malaysia. Because if Mandarin is going to be the language in Malaysia, then you find that the Malays will lose out, the Indians will lose out. We cannot allow that to happen. There will never be unity. You can do that in China. You can't do that in Sri Lanka. You can't do that in any other countries, but you can only do that in China. You can do that in Taiwan. And they call it as common language. And a common language is different from Mandarin language. Common language is called dialect. It's the social communication. Language is structured language. That's one of the reasons where I even have professors who approach me, Peter, when you present your presentation, your English is fabulous. When you present in Bahasa Kebangsaan Malaysia, you are also fabulous because I speak to nurses in Bahasa Kebangsaan Malaysia. Because that is the only conversation language that is an instructional language. So language is so important, that is the key, and that's actually the bridge from here to here. And if you say, for example, if you have brought your 15 years old daughter or 13 years old daughter,
15.
yes, and if she is able to speak quite a fair amount of English, you know how much she can learn? Because this book is designed for 12 years to 22 years old. 12 12 years to 22 years old. That means if your daughter speaks, learn from this book, a level becomes at the age of people who are adults, 22 years old. Then when she speaks outside, you'll be shocked of your life. You'll be shocked of your life. Because when she speaks so well, everybody will embrace. People, what did you do to your daughter? Your daughter speaks so well in English. Then they thought that you were the one trained. No, you are the co-trainer. Because when she speaks to you, you reply, you converse, and you actually help her. And you help yourself. You became a trainer to your daughter became a trainer to you. And that's why the government today have the train the trainers program as well. And that's where they have got me, which I requested. I needed back my certificate. It is very important that we must train the younger generation.
Yeah.
If we don't train the younger generation, when we get old, what are we going to do? I'm already 62. If I were to live until 100 years old, I'm only living 38 years here. Am I right to say that? You're only halfway. Not even 50 yet.
Yes.
The most I give you is only 35. Uncle is always making sure that you smile. It is very important that when we learn anything, we must learn in a perfect manner, whereby that actually interests you. Therefore, you will be able to learn more proficiently. Proficiently means more efficiently, more accurate. You see, I'm giving you a few grammatic words. Accurate means uh, translated as to more uh, perfect. You see, that's where grammar is all about. Vocabulary is when you link one word to another into a sentence. You see? So when you make sentences, it is your vocabulary, but it tenses. That is very, very critical. Very critical. So that's where it is important to understand as far as English is concerned. Same thing as in Mandarin. Mandarin, if you don't speak proper Mandarin, the other person will stress and say, I don't know what you're talking about. It's very simple. Even Hokkien, Cantonese, alright? All to be able to communicate with each other, to transfer technology, communication is so important. Eye contact is important. Your posture is important. And things like that. And then you go to page 15. Simple past tense. Past continuous tense. Now, let us go to page 16, your example after number 20.
I want to ask you about the present perfect and future tense. So what's the difference? I mean, this both the meaning is already taken part, right?
One is doing it, one is going to do, one has done it.
Oh,
One-
meaning has taken this part of
Yes,
already done.
yes.
Done. The other one?
It's going to do.
Oh, it's going to
Continuous.
do.
Feeling for
When Lily has been
Bathing.
for,
Bathing.
bathing for 20 minutes. It means that already done.
Doing it now. Continuous. Doing it now.
Oh,
This one you have past,
present
present,
tense
perfect
has
tense.
taken his part.
Perfect.
Already took.
Has taken his part.
Already
Finished.
finished already.
Completed.
Finished, completed. Okay. This one
This one
Lily
is
has been bathing.
bathing.
Bathing for 20 minutes. Means
Is still bathing.
still bathing.
Yes. He hasn't
Not yet.
completed.
Not yet completed, but he will bathing for 20 minutes.
He has been bathing for 20 minutes. That means he hasn't finished bathing yet.
Oh, I see. He has been bathing for 20 minutes. Means he's already doing 20 minutes, but still doing it.
Yes.
Not yet completed
not
the
completed.
action bathing.
Yes.
Okay. This already completed.
Any questions? You seem very shy. Never mind. Uncle one day will pull you out and sit down and really push you, what do you call it, encourage you. One day, who knows, you may be standing up and giving a talk. You will never know. Someone will be so proud of you. Am I right to say that?
Oh, you see, that's very late.
Well, sometimes it is not easy, basically. When you are first asked to give talks, you feel shy. I remember when I give talks to almost 1,000 people. Before that, when I was in school, I was singing to the whole school. You can see my guitar, man.
Yeah.
42 years old guitar. Except my finger, due to my spinal injury, I can't hold my guitar anymore. My fingers here cannot be stable anymore. I have a keyboard. I can blindfold and play the keyboard by listening. I'm a good singer. And I spoke to 450 specialists. If you walk to the chiller,
Yeah.
on the side, there's a picture there. Let me show you.
This picture. Oh, yeah.
Yes. This picture I'll show you. This particular picture, in 2014, I sat down in Cybergiant University as a student, learning wound management, wound care. Okay? 2015, 1 year later, I stood up 450 medical specialists. I deliver an unproven medical procedure. That procedure is there. Yes. what I did was I combined many medical disciplines together and I healed 2 patients. I healed 2 patients. Now, why I detour you a little bit from your English is because is to show you how I speak in English and I do in presentation. Okay? Now, one of the most important things is that you must be able to think and speak, not just sometimes by the book.
Yeah, when you want to speak very important.
Yes. A speaker is the one who speaks. A presenter is the one who only give points. PowerPoint, if you only give one word and they expand the word. They don't write the whole thing there and you read everything from there. No, they don't. So here in English, here in this particular subject here is that I would like you to look at here, but I give you an example here to show you it is not easy to reach this. And 450 medical specialists who are doctors, specialized. And I'm only a medical representative. There, written there, I'm a certified medical representative, FPTNA Fluent. That's the one. I have been trained in every field of the medical industry to be able to speak every single thing. And that's the reason I even challenge doctors. Doctors, you can ask me any questions, I can answer you. But when I ask you a question, you can't answer. Because what I did was I linked them up. Gynecology is different from nephrology, neurology, urology, oncology. Everything is different now. Dermatology, skin. Everything is separated out, segregated out. But what I have done was I linked them up all into the brain, the spinal cord, the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system. I linked them all up in a book. I'm able to do that because of where I came from. I'm able to do that. So to do a presenter, he must be able to link and not only just follow the book. He must be able to give examples out from the book so that it will get the attendees to think a little bit further to look at how to construct a new sentence. Because I cannot be spoon feeding you all the time. Am I right to say that? So if we were to go back to page 12, we had stated its bar. Now we go to page 16. Okay, we go to page 16. What is a verb? The star there. A verb is able to show an action like sing, drive, walk, run, sleep. Almost every sentence requires a verb. Page 16. Let's start. Irregular verbs. Base form, awake. be, bike, go, come. Simple past, awoke. Awake, you just woke up. Past, you woke up already. Past participle, awaken. So you see there are three different words. Alright? If you go to go, went, and gone, base form is go. I go there. I go to the cinema. Page 16. Simple past, irregular verb. Went. Simple past, I went. And you have gone there. That is past participle. That means you have participated. Not just past alone. Past participated. That means you have already performed. So those are three different types of words.
The word best come. Simple past can.
Yes. You see,
Past also.
the same.
Hmm.
You see, the English language, they are not able to come up with more words. So, base form come. Simple past is came. Past participle, it becomes back again, come.
Mm.
He has come.
Mm.
Has is past.
Mm.
Have is past. Had is past. But you cannot use the word has came. Has came. You cannot use the word has came, have came, or having came. So that's why in a word, an irregular verb, as far as verb is concerned, there are three different words. The English language is not able to identify all the three different words, but can use the word one word extra in front. Has, has, or had. So that's how English is all about. Yes, it is very simple when you do a comprehension. Simple language. If you go to page 6, you go to page 6, a comprehension, a stone throw, grammar in within. The word a stone throw is just like it's nearby. It's a phrase, an English phrase, nearby. If you look at this comprehension, page 6 and 7 together, alright, was actually written by me. Alright, and if you read through, it's all simple language, simple English. is think a little bit and think about the story and write. Same thing as when you want to teach Mandarin, you think of a story and then you start to write all your Chinese characters. You write it in such a way that it's so pleasant to your reader. Alright? It's the same thing. But of course, in Cantonese it's different. Cantonese, they have Cantonese song especially. They have different meaning. Alan Tam sings a song which I really don't understand. Alright? Alright? And even poems sometimes in English we don't understand as well, unless we read a bit further. So, in English, it's more listening, reading, writing, speaking, conversing. It is very critical. So the more you speak, the more you converse, the more you have someone to speak with you, you'll be better off.
So I think I want to go US after that. Easy to speak.
Sorry?
Sure, to go US.
Oh yes, when you go to US, in actual fact, if you go to United States, all right, you go to United States especially,
You no choice, you must speak.
correct. Because the fact is that if you go to United States and if you are able to work in the restaurant, you will learn much faster. Because you'll be able to listen how they speak.
Yeah.
To be able to learn a language, get yourself to work in a restaurant. You'll be able to learn very fast. First time you don't understand, never mind. Second time you don't understand, never mind. Third time, you slowly pick up. I've got classmates who come back, the way they speak American English. So I speak to them in American English. But I was never in America. But I was working for American companies. I was working with American companies selling drugs to doctors. So when I was working with this American company, the American came, when they speak American accented English,
But the English, the speak, the sound, sometimes
you
understand.
you may not be able to catch every one of them.
Oh,
You may not be able to catch every one of them. But the basic foundation is there.
oh,
The basic foundation is there. Some even speak British English.
oh,
British English. What I'm now providing here is British English. Yes. Then you have the Australian English. There's a difference again. Alright? So if you look at all these English languages concerned, it depends on which zone they are, how they speak in their dialect form, and they turn it into a language. And when you speak, it's totally different from when you write. When you write, it's different, especially when even in Chinese. When you speak in Mandarin and you write in Mandarin, it's different. It's different. But today, most of the languages they are almost the same already, because nobody is able to identify the differences between written and spoken languages. Not like those years, the moment they see how you write, they know you are writing from speaking language. Then you will not be able to understand. So that's where it's very important for us to look at that. So when you see just now when we went over to past page 16, then we go to page 17, past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense. Then you see A, number one, Timothy had eaten his dinner. Timothy had been eating his dinner a while ago. Before you go into further cracking your head, you turn to page 19. You'll be able to see on the top portion, past perfect tense, subject plus had plus past participle. Past participle means you have already done it. Yes. And then past perfect continuous tense. Had been doing it. And the word been has to be there. So if you look at page 17, and on the B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, every sentence has the word being. Am I right to say that?
Yes.
And you look on the left hand side, there is no being at all. So that gives you an opportunity to identify the difference between past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense. So in that particular sense, in actual fact, when you do comparison like that, you'll be able to identify how you can write a sentence, how can you construct the sentences. But first and foremost, do the simplest one first. Don't go too fast. Do it slowly. I don't expect any one of us immediately within 4 hours you can do everything. No. No. What I did was, when I joined the medical line in 1985, my boss just threw me brochures. Read it. I scratched my head. I don't even understand. Read it and come and explain to me. I don't even understand. Before I joined the medical line, I was in a bank.
Oh.
I was with Bank Bhumiputra as a clerk. I was in the cashier room. I was savings account, remittance, clearing loans. I learned everything as far as the bank is concerned. and resign because they pay very small amount. But when I join the sales line, I don't spend my salary because we have traveling. So I spend my traveling because I was based in Ipoh, covering Perak, Perlis. So I got a chance to travel. I claim mileage, I claim accommodation, I claim meals. So my salary was every month in the fixed deposit. And then within the first 6 months, I was in the hell because I didn't understand so much of medical. Doctors threw me out, chased me out because no guidance. So I went a very hard way to learn. But I had a very friendly colleague. He pulled me one side and he taught me how to speak. And that's how I learned. And within 2 years, I left the pharmaceutical industry, no more selling drugs, selling syringes and needles. I ended up teaching nurses how to put needles in the head. No training one. But I know. Asunta Hospital, School of Nursing. The School of Nursing of Malaysia, and this fellow was only 24 years old. Training all the girls. So when you are able to understand the basic foundation, just like how you understand the basic foundation of English language as a skill, you'll be able to do it. The first thing is that we have to shove a catheter here. There is a way here. How to put it in. No joke. Yesterday I was in one of the function. Asunta Hospital was having blood tests, glucose and cholesterol. To me, I don't think I have problem in glucose. I don't think I have a problem in cholesterol at all. So okay lah, never mind. So I gave the nurse my hand. She said, "Uncle, a bit pain, so you poke lah." To me, the pain that I go through is worse than that. A person who has got spinal injury pain is worse. Oh my goodness, my glucose was 4. My cholesterol was 4.6.
It's good. Oh,
I eat 3 eggs a day. I eat suyu every day. Yes,
one day, 3
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had my eggs in the morning, 1, totally raw. My lunch, hard-boiled egg. My dinner, 1 hard-boiled egg with rice. My lunch is with suyu and rice and with 1 hard-boiled egg. But my water is not cold,
Yeah, warm water or
hot water,
hot water.
so that it melts the fat.
Yeah.
So that's why
Hot water. Warm right? Hot water. Hot or warm?
I drink drinkable hot.
Oh.
You see? So I know my body well. So the fact is that unless you know the skill, unless you know what you're going to do, you will not be able to get it done. So simple English language or any training that you go through,
You also want to
you must have an interest to get that skill. If you don't have the interest to get that skill, in Cantonese, lele pepe, finish. Some even says that, as long as I strike a lottery, I'm fine. How long can we strike a lottery? You buy until the cow comes home, you can never strike a lottery. No way. Alright?
always think one day, and one day will never come.
So that's why it is very important that when you look at past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense, Timothy had eaten his dinner. Timothy had been eating his dinner a while ago. Alright. Then you look at number 5. Lakshmi had cooked her family's dinner. Lakshmi had been cooking her family's dinner for some time now. Continuous tense, huh? Alright. Can you do number 6?
Yeah.
You try to write number 6.
Alright.
Because after I completed the Kansas, I will go to grandma and look at that. Elderly is to help to construct a sentence. So now when you do the construction of your Kansas, it's actually helping you to be practicing how to construct a sentence. Actually, Apple, I love to have I love to have a daughter around. You know why? Because if I'm able to have a daughter around, I'll be able to identify the difference so that the opportunity of children learning at a younger age. Never mind, we can call another day.
Yeah. Because tomorrow one do exam.
Ah,
So today cannot come.
of course,
One reading the book.
of course. Surely, if you don't mind that I hear from you, what you have written. Don't worry, don't worry. Uncle Peter is a different trainer. Yeah, I had an opportunity. I went to Balik Pulau in Penang, and I was supposed to give a training to the doctors and the nurses there. And one sister came and she asked me, Peter, I'm quite forgetful today, or rather very forgetful nowadays. Do you have any drug? Do you have any medicine or drugs that can help me to remember? I said, sister, please quickly get a piece of paper and a pen. I will give you the name of the drug. Now you write. I spell, you write. Y-O-U, she write Y-O-U, R-E-M-E-M-B-E-R, she wrote M-E. Then you remember me. Then she said, Peter, what is this? I said, oh, sister, if you wish to be able to not to be forgetful and to be remembering, I will do something which get you to think that you will remember me for life. And I told sister in front of the head of the doctor who's came there. I said, doctor, and then children, as I come here very often, all of you remember me, right? Because I was teaching them wound management. But I was very sad. I didn't have enough samples for one patient. The patient died. That patient was having 2 wounds on both legs. I don't have enough samples to count both legs. I have enough samples to count one leg. And she died after 16 years away to the hospital in and out every 3 days to treat. The other 2 Malay ladies, the wound was closed very well in 3 months and the other one 6 months. Ministry of Health asked me to go and teach them. But sad to say, the company asked me to go because of my accident, so I couldn't teach the hospitals anymore. Today, I'm still able to see many patients with wounds for years they can never get healed. Wounds cannot get healed is not because of bacteria. Wounds cannot get healed because of contamination. It's a skill. That's why English speaking language is also a skill. You see, surely, whatever uncle talks brings you back one circle and back to where you are now. Okay. Am I right to say that? Some says that, uncle, you are very smart. Yes. I can bring you around the whole world and bring you back to the same place. Or I can immediately go right to the point and tell you, look, there's something that you need to do. Experience. It is very important. I didn't have enough money in those years. We don't even, my father gave me a bottle of water. We call it as a tumbler these days. Tumbler. When you are thirsty, the water is water. When you're hungry, the water is your rice. We don't even have 5 cents to school to eat. Until Form 3, I only got 30 cents. I scratched my head. Form 3, 30 cents, 1977. 30 cents, what to eat? So what I need to do is walk home about 25 minutes. 30 cents, 30 cents, 60 cents. Then only on the third day, had enough money, 90 cents, got something to eat. And that's what we did. And because we were in that situation, we actually worked very hard. That's why what I did was, I did a lot more things extra. I became a school prefect. I was a lifeguard, scout, librarian. I joined all activities so that I may be able to understand and talk. And today, that's what I'm doing. And in the medical industry, I did a lot of sciences. So now I can't teach doctors anymore because I'm not able to be employed. So I tend to go on English because I saw in an article in the internet the president of one of the associations that Fitri mentioned. Today, a lot of companies are hiring people who are able to speak Mandarin. Then we have a problem. Malays and Indians, what are they? What are they? That's number one. Number two, all brochures are English. And you will translate into Mandarin. The risk of translation is very high. And that's another problem. So the only way is that this chairman, so quickly, mentioned, it is very important for us to have our global market language that is English. Yes, when you have your book, your brochure in Mandarin, you speak in Mandarin, it's fine, perfect. But when you have it in English, you have to speak in English. Especially if your audience, one or two or three of them are Malays, which they cannot understand Mandarin. And if they are the key people, it's even worse. So that's why it is very critical for us to understand the English language. And some of us, when we speak in English, English is not accurate, and sometimes we have antagonized someone. That means say wrongly, say something wrong, and even insulted him. We don't even know. That is another area, and that's the reason when I use the word polite fluent English, one of my customer who's a medical doctor, she said, I like this sentence, polite, fluent English. Because when you speak politely, just like when you speak politely in Mandarin, everyone will welcome you. And you speak politely, fluently, is even more enhancing to yourself. You will bring two together to be able to sign a contract, a good relationship. That is a key factor. To bring your customer to you, to be having good confidence in you, is key. Key means not that word key, is importance. When I translated to be able to speak is key in Mandarin, internet gave me to be able to speak is a key,
Yes.
which is incorrect. The key is to be able to open the door so that you can welcome someone in. That's what in English the word key is all about. So now we must understand the word can be used in different manner, in different construction. So Shirley, could I hear from you what you have written? Never mind, don't worry.
Felicia has completed cleaning her clothes. Felicia has been cleaned her clothes for the past 15 minutes.
Very good. That's very good. You see, when you put a little bit of effort after listening so about 2 hours or so, you'll be able to do it one. Not too difficult. Not too difficult. Because the basic foundation is there. The basic foundation, what actually I wanted to do is, in the initial phase, is to get all of you to read the first section, comprehension. But I decided not to. Because if I were to ask you to read, you will have a problem in reading. Not knowing that what you're going to read, so I changed. Although, in my submission to the government, was to have tenses first, vocabulary, blah blah blah, and then comprehension. But I decided after thinking, no, I can't. I cannot straight away ask you to run when you can't even stand or stand from sitting. I cannot. So the most important thing is to let you be able to sit comfortably first. To sit comfortably, to let you feel comfortable in your basic tenses. And that is the most important part of any languages skill. You don't expect someone shouting straight away, go and fight this, fight that. You can't. Just like Jackie Chan have to hold on to bowls of water